I'm recording this from my grandmother's compound in rural Ghana, and I need to tell you what happened to our village before I start convincing myself it was just grief, exhaustion, or my mind playing tricks on me. Because even now, my hands are still shaking. 3 weeks ago, I returned to my hometown, Nkwanta, for my uncle's funeral. I hadn't been back in 5 years. City life in Accra had swallowed me whole. But the moment I stepped off the trotro at the village entrance, I knew something was wrong. Very wrong.
The baobab tree was dying. Now, I know what you are thinking. Trees die. That's normal. But not this tree. This baobab had stood at the heart of Nkwanta for over 300 years. My grandmother said her great-great-grandmother played under its branches as a child. Its trunk was so wide that 15 adults holding hands could barely encircle it. Its roots weren't just in the ground, they were in the soul of the village. But when I saw it, half its branches were bare and grey, like skeletal fingers reaching toward the sky, and the earth around it had cracked into sharp geometric patterns, as if the ground itself was trying to pull away.
My grandmother, Mame Esi, was sitting outside her house when I found her. 87 years old, the oldest person in the village, and the sharpest mind I've ever known. She took one look at me and said, "You see it too, don't you? The rot." I thought she meant the tree. I was wrong. That night, after the funeral rites, I sat with her and the other elders around a fire. That's when they told me about Owokoro, the tomorrow keeper.
Owokoro wasn't quite a god, but more than a spirit, something in between. 50 years ago, during the worst drought anyone could remember, Nkwanta was dying. Crops failed, children starved, people fled to their cities. The chief at the time, desperate, went to the baobab tree at midnight during a new moon. He performed an old ritual his grandfather had warned him never to perform, and he begged for help, for time, for survival. Owokoro answered. The spirit appeared wrapped in cloth the color of tomorrow's sky, that brief grey-blue moment just before dawn. Its face was hidden. Its voice sounded like wind through dry leaves, and it offered a deal. Whenever the village needed time, they could borrow from tomorrow. An extra day to finish a harvest, more time to save school fees, one more sunrise to say goodbye. The price? Nothing immediate, just a promise that one day, when Owokoro came to collect, the village would return every tomorrow they had borrowed. The chief agreed. How could he not?
And it worked. Rain fell, crops grew, the village survived. At first, people were careful. My grandmother remembered her mother borrowing just one day when Mami Esi was born too early and couldn't breathe. Just one more sunrise, her mother begged. Owokoro granted it, and Mami Esi lived. But time passed, and caution faded. A farmer borrowed a day to avoid fixing his marriage. A student borrowed time to delay an exam. A mother borrowed tomorrow to avoid telling her son it was time to leave home. The village became addicted to postponement. We've been living on credit, Mami Esi told me, and now the debt collector has come.
The next morning, I woke up to screaming. People were pointing at the sky. The sun was rising in the west, not metaphorically, literally. It rose halfway, then sank back down, then rose again, like time itself was being rewound. My phone read 6:47 a.m., then 6:45, then 6:46. Time was stuttering.
At the baobab tree, carved into the trunk, burning with cold fire, were words in tree. Tomorrow will not come. Return what you've borrowed. The chief tried everything. Rituals, offerings, apologies, nothing. The day began to repeat, over and over. We remembered each loop, but we were trapped. Some tried to leave. They couldn't. The rest of the world might as well not have existed. Eventually, people broke. Confessions poured out. 17 borrowed tomorrows.
Dozens more. When they counted everything, the village had stolen over 3,000 days, more than 8 years of time. How do we give it back? The chief asked. That's when Mame Esi stood. We can't return time already spent, she said, but we can give what remains, our tomorrows. She placed her hands on the baobab. I give back my tomorrows, she said. However many I have left, I choose today. Others followed, one by one.
When it was my turn, my heart raced. I'm 32. I have decades of tomorrows, but I finally understood. This wasn't about dying, it was about living. I touched the tree. I give back my tomorrows, I whispered. I choose today. The tree shuddered.
Time moved. The sun rose normally. The loops stopped. People laughed, cried. We were free. But Mame Esi sat at the base of the tree, very still, peaceful, gone. 7 elders passed that day, all old, all calm. Their tomorrows had been few. The baobab lived. Green shoots returned. The earth healed. That night, I found a note from my grandmother. Every time you say tomorrow, ask yourself if you are borrowing from time you haven't been given. Live in your today. It's been 3 weeks. The village has changed. People don't wait anymore. They speak, they forgive, they show up. As for me, I quit my job in Accra. I'm rebuilding my grandmother's house. Maybe I'll return to the city someday, but not tomorrow. Today is enough.